do this. So I can go a little bit lower.
Okay.
You could play with these and you could go down and watch this. At the same time, as I go down to the floor, I'm gonna press up at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. In this coaching session with Louka, we're taking a look at the Turkish Get Up, which is filled with a lot of details. He reviews a Hardstyle Swing, and we prepare ourselves for the bent press, which will be coming up in our next session, and we will share it on YouTube as well because Louka is giving us his permission. He's such a great coach, such a great guy. The philosophy, the teachings that we are learning, we not only implement them in our personal workouts from Angie and me, we also implement them in the work with our clients. It's so good stuff. So let's jump right into it.
Whenever you're ready, let's start the swing.
Okay, Schatz, okay, I'm starting.
Show me from the side if you like, that would be great. Nice. 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 Good power. Nice power. Show me, Angie, what you got. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Gregory, can I please ask you what weight are you using? What's the size?
20 kilo.
20 kilo, okay. So what we teach is, so the heavier we go, the more we have to pull the kettlebell back so the center of mass is kind of right in the middle. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. So with the heavier you go, let's say you're swinging 40 kilos or whatever, you still have to be as tight as possible, maintain the plank, but there's a bit of an angle. You have to lean back because of your body weight. So the heavier you goes, you have to kind of counterweight with your body weight. But what's important is that you don't hinge from your spine. So you don't want to be moving your spine. It has to be straight. When you're in a locked out position, the only hinge is your ankles. That's the only hinge. So your knees have to be pulled up straight. And we say pull up your kneecaps. So you really want to contract your quads. So Pavel says zipping up. And he zips up from the toes all the way up to the hips, and then you lower your rib cage, boom, right, really hard. So I think you're lacking a little bit of that, just a little bit. And there's another thing too I wanted to mention is your start. When you start your swing, do this. When you set up, when you grab your kettlebell, tilt it down like that. And then start. Don't start from here because you're gonna have to do this anyway when you start it. So you're gonna go into that position anyway. So keep it like static, and then once it kind of wants to fall, you just launch it back. And the thing is, the heavier I go, I have to really learn how to use my body weight, not just my arms and my lats, because it's kind of like I hold on to it like an anchor.
Yeah.
Understand? So I want to show you what it looks like when I swing really heavy real quick, and you're going to understand a little bit better. So let's see here.
Ja, ist das Counterbalance? Da machen wir ja. Und
So just for demonstration purpose, I have 44 kilo, right?
Yeah.
So I start, hands on my belt, and I lean back like that.
Yeah.
I lean back. I wedge myself between the floor and the kettlebell. It's like a tug of war. If you play tug of war with a rope, you kind of have to plant your feet and use your body weight, your leverage. You really have to leverage the kettlebell. So the only way to do that is really by leaning back. So when I start, I shift my center. And I try to have a really strong start. But the only way to accomplish that is with my body weight, no other way. Right? Try to apply that to your lighter kettlebells, and your first swing is going to be very powerful. Because you want your first swing to be the most powerful one, and you want to replicate that every repetition. You want them to be clones, kind of. Every rep, it has to be the same. Same feeling, same speed, same everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
So we're gonna do one more if it's okay with you. But really, I want you to go sideways, show me sideways, and think of the vertical plank. That's it. Start your swing the way I showed you. Try that. Try a few hikes. Then start your swing, and think of your posture at the top of your swing. That's it. You've got a good posture. You've got good power. But think of the lockout and tension. Because if you lock out without tension, then you're stressing your joints. You should not do that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you lock out with power, especially using all that force, right? You want to have a solid ground, solid, you want to be kind of a pillar.
Yeah.
Rooting down.
Great. Yes.
Okay, so give that a try on your next one. Give it one more set.
Yes,
I just don't want you to make you feel bad, but Angie was perfect.
And she said, you know what she said?
Good.
She said, my swing is not as good as yours. She said,
Very humble like that.
yeah, you see, and I see when I look at her form, I see her force is way more powerful than mine. That's good stuff.
But it's just
Another. Yeah, So, shall we do another one with? I'm using a 32 now to get the feeling.
Use whatever you want. You could go to 24 or 28. You don't have to jump up to very heavy. It's your choice. But make sure that the technique is on point. I think, well, the thing is, I like to tell my students, focus on your posture more than the kettlebell itself, or what your body's kind of feeling or going through, right? Good. Could you bring the kettlebell like at the edge of your Lebe Start logo, and you get in the middle right there. That way I could see you directly in the middle. No, forward. Towards Angie, yeah, exactly. Right there, perfect. Excellent, start there. Now you're front and center. Tilt it down, engage your lats really strongly. Use it like an anchor and drag it and throw it behind you. There we go. That's it. That's it, perfect. Perfect.
Oh. No, I got it. I got that feeling. Give me another one.
So because you had such a strong start, you loaded the right way, and then you can really transfer that power, right? So you weren't prepared. So you want to really root down with your feet more.
Too much force.
Nice. Nice. Yes. Good. Yes. 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 Yep. I like it. I'm pretty satisfied with what I see, Gregory. I think, it's very acceptable what you're doing. I would say maybe you're missing 1 or 2%, but you have to, I'd say, because in that set, you probably felt some reps were different than others, right?
Yeah.
Not every rep was the same. And you want to feel what a great rep feels like.
Yeah.
You want to be aware of, you're like standing taller, you're giving that double chin, like you mentioned. Your abs are engaged, you lock out completely, and you want to do that every time.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like giving that attention, and you could say the quality, keeping the quality high with every rep, not letting the quality go down under circumstances. So
Yes.
that's just like fatigue buildup, right? Sometimes you get fatigued and you loosen up. But the name of the game here is tension. That's what we're trying to do.
On Saturday, we did the Simple and Sinister program. And maybe you can just enlighten us for a bit. I
Sure.
don't understand it 100%. I know it's the 10 swings, right? That's one set. And then you do how many Turkish get-ups?
Okay, so you want to do 100 swings in total. Then after that, you do your get-ups. You do 10 get-ups in total. That's the basic template. Of course, you can have fun with the program and you can mix up the sets. But the way Pavel like wrote it, he says you got to do all the swings first before you move on to the get-ups, because you have that focus of just doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do all that first because he wants you to work strictly on power. Just because you get a specific adaptation just to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to just laser focus that first, and then once you're done your 10 by 10, or because in the program he says you have to alternate between 2-arm swings on day 1, and then another day you do 1-arm swing, and you want to alternate days to save your grip, because the point is frequency. At the beginning of the plan, you do it very often, like 5-6 days a week. But once you go heavier, once you go to those heavy kettlebells, like I'm at 40 kilos and my goal is to reach 48, then you cut back on the sessions. You really focus on power generation. That's what he wants you to do. So, so for me,
Great.
like I don't have to understand all the science completely, like really in detail. Like I know a lot, but I know I trust him. I really trust this guy, so I just follow what he says.
Yeah, 100%. And that was yesterday.
Yeah.
That came up in the conversation with Dan John yesterday.
Okay, and how did that go? Did it go well?
It was great. I mentioned in the story, it felt like my dad was talking to me.
That's cool.
He's such a kind guy. Yeah. And we're running for another session, but the first one that we had was not 100% strength specific, went a little bit into many directions. And he said, we mentioned this, trusting the coach, trusting the process.
Cool. That's cool. I like that. Dan is, he's one of my teachers actually. And I started reading about him when I was where I told you.
Yeah.
So I got obsessed with his books. I don't know if you ever read the Easy Strength, but check out that book. And I went a seminar with Pavel that they did live seminars, and then they have DVDs. I got the DVD. I've been watching that stuff. I love those guys. You know, they were working together for many years. You know, Pavel and Dan. And apparently, I heard a rumor that they're working together again. So, great. You just don't tell them where you heard it.
Okay.
Just don't say where you heard the bird, right? But if he watches this video on YouTube, maybe he'll find out.
Yeah, maybe he'll find out. Yeah.
Dan, I never met him before, never talked to him, but he's he's up there on my list.
That's why I still have it in my mind. This kettlebell roundtable, we gotta set this up, man, with some kettlebell guys, and then have a great conversation.
I will show up if you set it up.
Yes, we have to set it up, man. 100%.
So are you happy with your swing? Tell me,
yes.
And Angie, are you happy with Gregory's swing?
Yeah. You have to learn.
Yeah.
No.
I really have to. I have to.
Cool.
I think it's...
Yeah, so we can go into the get up if you guys like. And how do you feel, Gregory? You're ready to go?
Yes.
Cool. And by the way, if you want to stop, interrupt me and ask me a question about programming or Simple and Sinister, whatever you want, or anything we teach. All right.
Yes.
So how about we do this? Like, I know you guys have been doing get-ups for a while. How about you show me your get-up, and we will break it down a little bit more and see where you can fine tune, where you can sharpen what you're doing right now.
Yes.
Because you guys have been doing it for a while, so I'm not going to teach you what you already know, right? So you're advanced. Now, you guys are advanced instructors. I can just fine tune it for you, right? So how about that? How about you guys just show me your get up, do one on the left, one on the right, or let's just start with a simple weight. You can comfortably do a get up, and we'll see what we can do.
Yes. Okay. Angie goes first this time.
Sure.
Ja, vom Boden aus so. Am besten so, dass er deine Seite sieht. Perfekt. Ja. Komm noch in Zug, das an. Ja.
Is it okay here?
Yep, perfect. Cool. Super nice, Angie. Okay, so a little couple corrections starting off. Here's the thing, okay, before you continue. And we can fix it right away, and you can apply it to your next set. All right, so here's what you're doing, is you bring the kettlebell when you set up, you lie the you kind of lie the kettlebell down on your belly or your chest.
Okay.
Let it rest on like this. But you don't want to do that. You want to position it so you're ready to press. So when you begin, keep your elbow, the elbow 90 degrees, 90-degree angle. And you're gonna lay down on your arm. You're gonna get as close to your kettlebell as you can. Maintain this arm, this arm position. All right, keep your elbow. So I'm literally, do you see how close I am to my kettlebell? Very close. So I'm kind of laying down on my arm. And my fist is aligned with my belly button. My wrist is straight. Obviously, you don't want to do this. So I'm going to bring my hand as deep as possible into the handle grip. You guys have different kettlebells. You guys using sports style, but it's okay. The same principles apply. Okay, so you're going to have your forearm in the middle. I know you go a little more sport rack. It's okay, but try which one you feel it's better on your forearm. Me, I prefer right in the middle. Okay, the reason why is because when it's heavy, overhead, you feel it more on one side, but you want to distribute the weight equally in the middle. That way it doesn't hurt the bone or the side of the arm. So just position, make sure you position it right in the middle of your forearm. And my teacher showed me this. He says, press your forearm into the kettlebell before you start. That's way the arm doesn't leave the kettlebell. It becomes one piece, right? So you become one piece with the kettlebell. And now I use both hands. I pull it in this position. I'm not laying it down. It's now resting. I keep it like this. I'm ready to press. See? That's the little detail that I wanted to show you. Okay. The second one is when you go to your elbow. Okay. You want to pack your shoulder. So when you roll to your elbow, when you're in this position, this shoulder, you want to be like this. See the difference? So rather than relaxing, if I'm more relaxed, you're like this, smoke a cigarette, right? You're relaxing at the beach. And actually, this is the Turkish sitting position. This is called the Turkish sitting position because they relax. This is how they relax, and they smoke the shisha. Right? So you want to don't be relaxed. You want to be strong. So you want to do this. You want to flex, feel your lats, and push into the ground and compact your shoulder, and be over top. So your arm is stacked in one straight line. Right now you're strong, and now you can go up to your hand. All right. And the third thing I want to tell you was your foot. When you do the low sweep, okay, like this. You want to, little detail is you were like this, you want to be like this. That's it. Because this is stronger because it distributes the weight on your foot. So it's a better way to position your foot, I find. Okay, so try that on the next one.
Ja, probeer maar.
First thing is pick it up. Okay, make sure that you're ready in the floor press position. First thing. Okay, and second thing is pack your shoulders when you roll up to your elbow. And the third thing is make sure your foot is tucked underneath. Try that.
Als eerst gewoon doen belly button. Okay. Hebben tot alles spellen die größte Schritt. I'm thinking on the rest.
Yeah, so make sure that her fist is pointed up towards the ceiling, Gregory. Yeah, so the flat, let's say it's a flat fist, it's always pointed up. Correct.
Yeah.
Good. Back your shoulder, Angie, and press. Exactly. Roll up, pause.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now sweep.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Good. Slowly, slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty perfect. That's textbook. You know, you can get a little crazy with your get up. Like you have to like start exactly where you, or finish exactly where you started. So people get a little crazy sometimes with perfecting. But you have, let's say, you're like 99%, I would say, textbook get up.
Thank you.
Great. What I also realized is reducing the tempo is a game changer. Just going through the phases step by step, packing and tensing. That was a game changer for me. I always rushed through the get up.
Did I give you advice on that last time?
If yes, say it again. It's always good to hear a good story
try
again.
Try to do it this way on your next workout on YouTube. You're gonna do this. Take a water bottle, and it could be empty or half full. It's up to you. Okay, and you're gonna stack your fist like this, and your objective is to do a get up and not let it drop. And I can show you what I mean. All right, so watch. Actually, let me take, this should be okay. Or a water bottle. It could be, yeah, exactly, water bottle, like that. So I'm gonna show you the way to do it. Ever seen The Mandalorian? This is the way. So I like to tell my students, this is the way.
This is the way.
And so you're gonna take your time and set up, and you have to do it really slowly. And you have to tense. And you have to use your abs. And you have to use tension. And you have to stay really tight. Right? And even me, sometimes I miss.
Yeah,
But try to do that. And you can do that next time on your own if you want to. You don't have to do it now. But that's a cool challenge.
Yeah.
Try to do one whole full get up and down with the water ball. It's just to play, to have fun, right?
Great.
So go ahead and show me your get up, Greg.
Used to fox here, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay for you to
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. Nice control. Excellent control. So there's only one thing that I would correct there, Gregory, is when you're coming down to your hand, okay, when you're doing this, when you step back and you come down, right? And you do this, and you want to reach out, touch your hand, bring your hand to the floor. What you're doing is this. You're doing this. You're reaching behind you. Instead, I want you to finish this line here. You see the line?
Yeah.
That's from the side, but if I show you the other way, it looks like this.
Yeah.
Right, so the line, if there's a straight line, you want to finish that line because you want to finish the way you started. And that's exactly how you started. When you did the low sweep coming up, you've got this line here.
Yeah.
And you don't want to break that. You don't want to break the line by reaching back. It's less stable. So what you have to do is more of a windmill. And that's what we could see next is the windmill. So you have to windmill a little bit and reach in. I'm going to show you what I mean. So when I'm in this position, the hips, they sit back and the body rotates. See? So look at, there's a little bit of a rotation as I hinge my hips, hinge and rotate at the same time. So I reach down at the same time. I reach down and I sit back and I reach out. So there's a T-spine rotation. When you come down, that's really part of the windmill. So you sit, hinge towards your heel. So the heel that's down, it's like I'm trying to sit back there. Okay, and I rotate my T-spine just like that. Really, that's the windmill. Because if you do the windmill, you're doing this. That's the windmill. And the get up looks the same. It's just you're on your knees. That's the only difference.
So that's rotating, hinging towards the back foot, and then finishing the line of my leg that's behind, right?
Correct. Okay.
And
what you can do is you can put your fingers in the direction where you want to go. So if I have my hand on my thigh, just like this, I'm showing you from the side. I have my fingers down and I slide down and then I just slide my hand out. So it looks like this. I put my hand down and I slide my hand in that direction and then I lay my hand flat.
All right.
And then I have that support, you know?
So the difference or the distance is not close. It is more you open up.
Yeah. So look down. So hold that position. Look down where your hand is, as opposed to your knee and your ankle. Are they aligned? Yeah. So you want to feel that position, what that feels like. And you see, that's actually the best distance with your knee and your hand. It's the ideal distance because you can redistribute the weight on your arm as well, and your knee and the back of your foot as well. And but if your hand is too close, then you're going to put too much stress on your wrist and you're going to be unevenly loaded on your hand. So by putting in here, it's kind of locking everything in. And you'll know it when you see it because it looks right. It's like a straight line down, right? So a good and a beautiful get up, like it looks aesthetically pleasing and it looks right. Like just the lines are there. Boom, boom, boom. Right?
Can I do one more?
Of course. Nice. Yeah, good. Nice. Excellent. You're gonna get better as you practice, Gregory. And I'm not expecting you guys to be super, like a robot, but you're doing it extremely well. And the more you do it, it's like a learning experience. You're gonna get better as you do it because you're gonna learn about your body and its position and leveraging the weight, where to ideally place one leg or your hand or all those things, okay? Here's another little tip for you is when you bring your hand down, okay, I like to draw a line. So when you want to bring your hand down, instead of you trying to find where to put your hand, just put your hand on your thigh. When you hinge, you slide your hand down and it touches the floor. And now you can walk it in front, or you can slide your hand. And you make a line like I'm drawing the floor. But I know exactly I'm in the right position where if I go down, I can maybe put my hand in the wrong place. You don't want to leave it to chance. So, but with practice, you're going to find it right away. Right now, maybe put your hand on your thigh as a guide. And then with practice, you won't have to do it anymore.
Right.
And one last thing I wanted to mention is there's a phase of the get up where you do this. When you roll up to your elbow, you do this with your other arm, like you kind of pull your shoulder up a little bit in this position. Instead, you want to
pack it. Yeah.
Pack
the shoulder. Yeah.
If you do this when you get up to your elbow, but I think it's like you're trying to do that.
Pulling
So
shoulder
there's
blades.
a cool drill that I know that's going to help you, and you're going to have to do it, Angie. So it's we call it good cop, bad cop. So you're gonna roll up. It's like a bad 80s movie, right? No. So you're gonna roll to your elbow, Gregory. No kettlebell, just body weight. And you're gonna hold this position. And Angie, you're gonna go close to Gregory, grab his arm, and try to pull his arm. Okay, try to pull it out of the roots. Imagine it's like a tree, you're trying to pull it up. And Gregory, you're gonna fight Angie by pulling your lats down. Don't let your shoulder come up, okay? Yeah, exactly. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Beautiful.
We actually did a similar drill with Steve, where, weiß je nog?
Ja, met hem zien.
We got to show it to you. So the same drill, it was the same idea. It was, he showed us the locked shoulder,
Right.
where, now if I pull her up, the whole body comes up, and if she lets loose, then I can rip her arm out. It's the same, right? Or it's the same idea.
Yeah, we have a drill like that, and we did that. So we do that sometimes. You actually deadlift the person, and you try to bring them to standing position.
That's great.
And they really have to stay tight the whole time. That's hard. But you can do that every phase of the get up. You can do it in the floor press, to the elbow, to the hand, to the windmill,
Yeah.
So you can have fun with your partner. You can either pull his arm or even push down on the fist. So when their partner has their arm like this, you can apply pressure by pushing down also. So they can have to stay tight no matter what.
Great. It's these well, not in some ways small details, but when you look at it in a closer view, it's kind of a big deal with the Turkish Get Up, and these small little details are exactly what I was looking for the practice. So you really perfect it to bring it to perfection.
My
I really
pleasure.
like it.
I do it a lot. I do at least 4 times a week. So that's my practice also.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Let's see. What should we see next? What would you like?
I'm actually in 20 minutes.
An exercise actually in mind. I wanted to show you guys something interesting. And you tell me if you've learned it before, if you know it. It's called a Kettlebell Arm Bar. Do you guys practice that? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
on the floor. Yeah.
You guys do it?
No, don't do it. No.
You don't do it? Let's try, because it's a very powerful prehab exercise for your shoulders and your clients. And you can use this as a warm-up for get-ups as well. And even on a day off where you guys are just not training, you're just chilling, it's a way to get stronger quicker without like doing a, let's say a training or a workout. It's more of a practice because it's a loaded stretch as well. So loaded stretches put your body into, let's say, awkward, weird positions, but it makes you more resilient there. You're loaded. So it's a pretty cool drill. So I'd like to show it to you.
Yep.
And I'll show you two variations. And the second variation is gonna segue into the bent press, if you want. Or we could see windmill, it doesn't matter, you know. If we have time, I'd love to do it. And by the way, if you don't want to see this, if there's something you'd rather do instead, you tell me, because I'm just guiding, you're like running it, right?
That's great, especially if it leads to the bent press, because I'm highly interested in the bent press.
Okay, super. First step is, I'm not going to use 44. Get this out the way.
Too much, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to just use a light bell, and light is relative. So for me, since I'm doing this all day demonstrating, I'm just using a 12. But you guys could use, Gregory could use maybe 16, Angie maybe a 12 to try it. I know you're strong, so you can do it. So you start in the same position as the get up, except you're gonna press and then create a straight line. With your arm and your leg, there's a straight line, and it looks like this. You see? So all the way down from my leg, all the way to my arm, I'm in a straight line. I'm doing a 360 there. Okay, so with this leg that's planted, you're gonna push into the ground and roll your body to the side, bring your opposite knee on the floor, and hold this position. And you hold it for like 5 seconds, and you come back with your leg, return under control, and pull it down, set it down the same way, safely. Okay, so try this one, and just do maybe 2, 3 per side. You could do it consecutively, roll, return, and do it repeatedly 2, 3 times per side.
So.
It's a great active recovery drill, by the way, Gregory.
Yeah.
You can use it for warm-up or active recovery, whatever you want.
So it's the same as the get up, right?
Yeah.
Then press it up.
Floor press.
Floor press.
And Gregory, you're gonna bring your feet together, your legs together, squeeze your legs together. And one leg is bent, but bring your legs closer together. Yeah, exactly. You got it. And then the other arm overhead, like make a line. That's it. And go at your own pace. You can roll. No, use your foot into the ground. Push to the ground and use that force to roll. And now bring your knee over the other side, higher. Little higher, Angie. Yeah, that's it. Angie's got it. And stabilize. And Angie, relax your head on your arm. Just lay your head down on your arm. That's it. Gregory, you got it. You guys got it. Excellent. And then return with your foot, touches the ground. And use your stability, that's it. And bring it back down and repeat. Give me 1 or 2 more. Same way. Okay. Good. And push your chest more forward, Angie, towards the ground. Yeah, now you're more stacked. Correct. Cool. And now come back under control. And come back down. And bring the kettlebell down 2 seconds. I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback on that. So that was great. So you want to start the movement by pressing into the ground with this leg. Yep. Right? So it's almost like I'm doing like a bridge, but I roll. So I push my leg into the ground. You know, when you do a hip bridge, it's the same feeling, but I roll at the same time. Okay, once you're over, you're stacked, now you can bring your knee like this, slide it over.
Yeah.
And to come back down, come back the other way, my foot is gonna lead the movement. So I'm gonna bring my foot behind, touch the ground, and roll like that. Apply pressure into the floor.
Okay.
Okay? Try it like that.
Okay.
Do the other side.
Or with the kettlebell?
If you want.
So with the kettlebell now? Trying it with the kettlebell?
Yep.
Trying the other side now.
Nice. Nice, and bring your knee higher, touch the ground. So bring your knee down on the floor right away. Slide it over. Once, and slide your knee there up. That's it, and higher. Correct. Good. And bring your foot back, touch the ground. Pull the kettlebell in. Don't let the kettlebell pull you back. You gotta pull it in as you go, as you roll back, right? Keep it over, let's say, your shoulder. Try to keep your fist over your shoulder as you roll back. That's gonna help. Nice. Excellent. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Right on. So we're gonna transition to what's called the bent arm bar. Pretty cool exercise. So it's a really great stretch. It's a crazy stretch. Actually, you're gonna feel your traps stretch, your lats, your shoulders, a lot of things stretching and kind of loading. It's also a loaded stretch, and you won't be used to pressing in this position. So, but you just have to work. It's also expression of mobility with strength, and that's really what the windmill and the bent press is doing both. It's you can express, you got great mobility and you're strong in those positions at the same time. So this is the bent arm bar. I'm going to show you from the side first. Bring this down. Okay, and you bring it in. Do your press. It's the same start, okay? I'm gonna go in my arm bar, and now I'm gonna pull my elbow down towards my hip, keeping my elbow almost at 90 degrees, and then press. Okay, pull down, and I press. I'm back. Okay, so it looks like this. It looks like this. Like I'm pulling it down like that. You don't want to pull it down. You don't want to pull it down like this. You don't want to pull it down too low. You want to have the right angle of your elbow, so you're loaded in the right direction. And it's like I'm basically loading my hip. Right? It's like when I like do this, I keep it really close to my rib cage. So you have to have that external rotation of the shoulder, and there's a bit of T-spine rotation as well when you're doing it. But now we're doing it on the floor, right? But later we're gonna see that that's the we have drills that we do to learn the bent press, and we even apply them in the get up. So there's ways to kind of learn the bent press through the get up, right? And as those drills I want to show you as we progress. That's how you're going to learn the bent press, is by doing some of the same motions in the get up also. Makes sense? So let's go. I want you to try this. It's called a bent arm bar. You roll and then try to pull your elbow towards your hip, okay? Another little detail that's going to help you is I'm going to show you from the side. So from here, get closer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain this position and I'm going to straighten my leg. But you're not going to do all the way. You're not going to push your hips down and rotate too much. You're going to keep your hips stacked, but just bring your leg out and you're going to do your bent arm bar. Okay, because you don't want to be here and try to pull that bell down because you're going to hurt your shoulder. So, because it's too extreme for your shoulder. You want your shoulders to be stacked here, but because if you're here, then it's not going to come down the way you want it.
So straightening the leg is there to prevent your hips from going down too low, right?
Yeah, and also from rolling back, because when you pull it down, the body's going to have a tendency to roll back, you'll see, because of the pull. So leaning a little bit more on your leg, using your leg as a counterweight to maintain your balance. Because if your knee is down and you pull it down, you're probably going to roll back.
Yeah.
Because when you do this, it's gonna pull you back. So with having your leg extended, you won't.
Yep. Learning a lot, brother. It's awesome.
My pleasure. Good. And Angie, extend your leg in a straight line. That's it. You got it. That's good. Good. And press. Good. Try to push your chest more towards the ground, Gregory, a little bit. Yeah, stack your shoulders. Gonna be a little harder for the shoulder, but you got it. Cool.
Can we relax the head? Relaxing the head on the arm?
Yeah, try to keep it neutral as much as possible. Excellent. Awesome. And come back and relax. Excellent. So I want to show you a little slight variation that you can try, and you tell me if it works better for you. If it's more corkscrew. So when you pull it down, you're gonna do this. You see? So rather than pull it down like that, straight, you're gonna turn your pinky in, or palm facing your face, palm up. So when I have the bell, at the same time, when I'm pulling down, you do this. So watch me. It's a more advanced technique, but it might feel better on your shoulders. And I want you to try it. Tell me if it feels better. All right.
Quasi wie fast schon die Curl, ja. Ja. Schuhe geil. Good stuff.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. And actually, by the way, this might be better for your bench press. You'll see, we'll play around with the fist or the supination. When you have the kettlebell, when you want to do a bench press, this might feel stronger, more support.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Pull it down, think you're doing like a row or something, and press, and come back. And you don't have to do many of these at the first time, because it's a little rough because your tissue is not used to that motion, that load. So I just do a couple reps, and you can alternate sides. The goal is not really to get fatigued. It's more like a loaded stretch. So, but it just feels great. You're gonna feel more open.
It opens up the chest. It's great stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I want to show you. Here's what we can try. This is pretty cool. You guys are gonna love this. Is kind of like you could say a get up flow, and in the get up, you're gonna have different opportunities to do different things. So what we like to do is we play around with the positions. So I'm gonna do a get up. And I'm gonna get to my knee. And in this position, I'm gonna do my motion. And it feels the same load.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's ways to do this. So I can go a little bit lower. You could play with these and you could go down and watch this. At the same time, as I go down to the floor, I'm gonna press up at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And try to reverse it. As you go up to your hand, you pull the kettlebell down.
Wow. Yeah.
And you can seesaw.
Wow.
All right? And that's how you learn the bent press, because you're gonna realize it's not a press anymore. You just push yourself away from the kettlebell to get it locked out. So once you lock out, that's when you get up. That's when you stand up, right? Because it's not a press, really. It's just you're leaning away.
Wow.
You're leaning away.
Yes.
And you use your lats to stabilize your shoulder. This is the most important part, because if you don't, it's going to be very weak. You're not going to be able to do that.
Cool.
So that's kind of what you want to practice, what you want to do. So you guys can try that.
Okay.
I want you to try, the first thing I showed you was getting up to your knee. You could say the kneeling windmill. And once you're in the kneeling windmill, then you practice a few presses in this position. Just pull your elbow down and do the corkscrew and press. Try 2-3 presses. And then the next step is holding your lockout. And the way to do that when I go down is I pull my elbow in. Pull my elbow in.
Yeah.
I finish the line, it still maintain the same line.
Yeah.
The line is still there. I don't do outside here, outside here. It's still the same line. So the way to do that is you kind of pull it down, you pull yourself down and you press back up. Pull down and you press back up. And it happens also from your heel right here, because you're stronger when you're pushing here. You put the pressure right here, your triceps are gonna turn on when you're pushing into the ground. So this is the area where you wanna be pushing if you're doing push-ups or anything that's one arm push-up, handstand push-up, anything.
Yes.
So we apply the same principles, but we also teach body weight also, right? But now we're using a kettlebell.
Right.
It's
great.
The same philosophy.
It also looks like you mentioned before. It looks aesthetically pleasing. It looks like an art form.
Perfect. Angie would love this because she dances. She told me. Yeah. We used to dance.
100%.
Nice. Take your time. Nice. Hold. Now try the press there. Remember the movement that I showed you. Exactly. Yes, Gregory, you got it. You got it. Nice, Angie. Good. Good. Nice. And if it's too much, then come back down and rest. And then do the next set, you can go on the elbow after, right? And then just chill for a little bit, take a little rest. Try after.
How's that feel? Feels like you said, the tissue stretch is something that requires a lot of focusing to really have the right angle on the shoulder, and it uses a lot of force. I have to really focus.
A lot of control.
Yeah, a lot of control. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys one more tip before we finish. You and Angie, right? When you go down, it's like you kind of extend your elbow a little bit. You know, it's like you want to maintain this arm where your forearm stays vertical. So it's really about your forearm, this part, to stay vertical the whole time. So if I'm here, I have to kind of have the vertical forearm. If I'm here, it's not vertical.
Yeah.
Having it here, you're gonna feel it the most load in a vertical position. And press, keep it vertical. Pull, keep it vertical.
Mm-hmm. Really stabilize the forearm.
Yeah.
Without letting it move freely, right? It's boom.
Don't let it extend too much, or don't pull it in too much. It's just kind of you'll find the right amount to bend it.
Yeah,
and, you'll just feel more stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Can we give it a shot with the right side with the leaning down?
Yes. Now bring your elbow down, Angie. Pull it in. So do it slowly. Do that a few times. Keep your grip, like squeeze the kettlebell handle. Crush it. Yeah. Good. And now try pulling the kettlebell down. Nice. And press, and you can do both ways. Yeah. Yes, that's it, Angie. That's it. That's it. Try to you're gonna feel it right when it feels like you're pushing yourself away. Push yourself away as you go down. You should keep your the fist actually shouldn't lift that much. It's just you. So look at the position of my fist. It's not gonna go up and down, but watch, it's gonna do this.
Yeah.
My fist stays in the same position. And that's really your goal, is you get yourself away, the fist doesn't move, and then I can go up like that. It's not like, okay, as I go down, my fist moves. It's really maintaining the same position. As I go down, I get away from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a press as much as it does maybe, it's hard to explain it. It just feels incredible.
It's more something that's a little bit more isometric, where you really exert a lot of control, right? The control is what uses a lot of force, not the actually bending or the pressing. That's my initial reaction.
Right. Absolutely right.
Right.
And like I mentioned, mobility as well. T-spine mobility, shoulder mobility is a prerequisite.
And that's something, you just answered the question. That's something that you really want to try, or you engage in a bench press, or even the arm bar or the arm bar bench press. You engage in it after your mobility is safe, right? Because if you're not mobile, T-spine or shoulder, it's tricky, right?
Didn't do it. You're not there yet. So it's okay though to do those drills beforehand and get the person there. But it's also, I guess, sometimes a coach should tell you, they'll know right away. They'll say, you're not ready for this, you know, and, but you can get someone there, you know, you guys are advanced. I just say most people, they can't do that yet. That's why we build it up with the Get Up. we build up the shoulder stability, the T-spine mobility as well with the get up. And that's also a prerequisite to doing these advanced movements.
All right.
The bent press, I would not show to someone I didn't show the get up yet. Right, I'll show the windmill first, probably. You know, so before we actually do a bent press, the next step is showing you an actual windmill, and that's what we'll see next.
So, and my suggestion, what do you think about it? I was thinking about really for the next session, taking a look at the windmill. Then maybe you can go over our session, because we're going to learn, we're going to practice. Go over the Hardstyle Swing again, feedback. Then go over the Turkish Get Up again, your feedback. Then those drills with the bent press in the Turkish Get Up position as well as in the arm bar position. And then we can take a look at the windmill. And I'm also really interested in the difference and understanding the way you guys clean and snatch. And I want to learn. I want to see the difference. And yeah, if you're open to it.
I'm always open. You know it. You don't have to ask.
Great. So let's put it like this, brother. For the next invoice you're going to send me is the missing amount. I'm really sorry. I didn't do it intentionally.
Don't worry.
Okay. The missing amount plus book us another session. So that's 100 and something. And then I'm going to pay it to you via the US dollars. And then we'll book another one, and we'll keep going like this. I'm really enjoying these sessions. Really learning a lot.
Narrow in on what you guys want to learn, and really, you could say, laser focus.
Yes. And I see a lot of details, a lot of feedback, and a lot of knowledge that I knew I can only get from you, since you're honed in and focused on these lifts way more than we are. So I really want to keep learning.
Yeah. It's nice to see someone as open as yourself, because I'm not as open as you. Because, well, it's not that. It's just I found like what I really want to focus on. And I personally have no desire to learn GS. So that's why I appreciate you so much, and I respect you, because you want to learn both, but I don't.
And you know, the funny, it's probably the funny thing is because we've learned the Kettlebell Sport from Steve only in the ballistics, and like we already mentioned, and like I'm having this enlightening moment, or I had it, where it's like, listen, sport is 3 lifts: snatch, jerk, and long cycle. That's it, done. And you guys are having a much bigger arsenal of lifts that we want to learn. We still love the ballistic aspect, but now we also start incorporating hardstyle swings, because they're a totally different beast. And now I'm feeling it. I understand it.
That's
and
cool.
I want to dig deep. Everything that is of value that the kettlebell world has to offer, I want to learn. So
that's really cool.
Down for it.
I want to mention a little aside before I leave is Pavel is doing a seminar in July, I believe, in Paris. If you guys can book that, I highly recommend you do, just so you can meet him. And I'm gonna be there as well, so we can meet each other there too. That'd be cool. But if you can afford it, and if your willingness to do that, it's called Second Wind, and the guy is a genius. So just being in the same room with him, you're gonna become smarter. And I'm not kidding. So that's something to consider. I'm going to be there, and whenever Pavel has an event overseas, I'm there if I can. Like, whatever I can do to make it, I'll be there. And it's just maybe something you'd like to do.
Yes, really have to consider. Send me some details, and if you have any details already, then just send them to me, and we'll see if things work out. Why not? Sounds very interesting.
I speak French, so I'm okay.
Ouais, pas de problème.
Français ou?
Un peu, oui, je parle un peu français.
C'est cool.
Dans la Suisse.
Moi, c'est québécois.
Nous avons 4 langues. Allemand, français, romanisch et italien.
Excellent.
Ouais.
Excellent. Parce que c'est tout proche de toute façon.
Yeah.
Puis moi aussi, je vais beaucoup en Italie parce que j'ai des amis là-bas, j'ai des amis partout en Europe. Puis
Cool.
le kettlebell, c'est vraiment fort dans les autres pays en Europe aussi.
Ouais. Et maintenant, tu as des amis dans la Suisse, hein?
C'est cool.
So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it and consider subscribing if you want to see more kettlebell content. If you're looking for a beginner program that takes you from a beginner level to a slowly advanced level with gradually increasing difficulty in the workouts and combine it with some easy to follow nutrition coaching, then check out 90 Days of Kettlebells. You find the link in the description, 14-day free trial included.